Hello, welcome, good afternoon. I'm Leah and I run Start Your Yoga Biz. Today I'm talking about pay-as-you-go classes and why I feel that pay-as-you-go or drop-in classes can be really detrimental to your yoga business. So, say hi as you join. Let's get started. So, pay-as-you-go classes, I'm referring to anything where people don't block book. So maybe that's a group yoga class, maybe it's a one-to-one session or a private class, or maybe it's your online classes. So your classes, maybe you run your classes on the model that people can just pay as they go. If you want to come to class, you can pay. If you don't, then you don't pay. Hi, Leah. So, let me know if you do run pay-as-you-go classes or you run block bookings as we go. If you want to chat, just type into the chat and I'll answer you as best as I can. So, whether you run group or private or online drop-in classes, I want you to take these things into consideration and maybe start thinking about running block booked sessions. So whether that's booked on a monthly basis or booked on a termly basis. So for one, people can be unreliable and flaky, okay? And I know that because I am one of them, for sure. If I haven't booked for, something in advance, if I haven't signed up for a block booking of classes, yoga, fitness, whatever, if I'm not paying a gym membership, then I will definitely find myself an excuse not to go. All right, maybe you're the same kind of person, you can tell me yes and don't leave me hanging here if you're the same kind of person, but I am much more likely to attend a class if I have paid and booked for it up front, because then I know that I can pop it into my diary, it's all scheduled, I've paid for it, and you kind of feel like, you're committed, aren't you? It's a commitment when you know you've paid up front. Hi guys, so we're talking about pay-as-you-go classes today. So with people becoming a little bit flaky and unreliable, especially as we move into, the colder, chillier seasons, maybe nobody really wants to go out in the evening or early morning, you lose the accountability and commitment from people, okay? So running pay-as-you-go classes does not give you accountability and commitment. And by accountability and commitment, I mean both financially and energetically. Okay, asking people to commit to a class and paying you up front will make sure that you have that return on investment with your energy. If you run a block booked session and you don't have that many people signed up, you are then you're in the hot seat. It's up to you. Do you want to run that class? Will you be financially rewarded for that class, and will you be energetically rewarded for that class? Like, where you're going to stand. If you're running pay-as-you-go class, you can get those classes, I know because I've taught them as well. You can get those classes where some weeks you have 10 or 12 people show up and some weeks you have 2. And when you have 2 people show up to a class, don't you feel a little bit deflated? So by knowing that you've got people signed up in advance, you can then decide, do you want to run the class? Do you feel like you're going to be financially and energetically rewarded yourself? And I know as yogis, we can put ourselves second and think, well, someone's paid, someone's booked, they really want to come to class, I need to be there, I need to serve my student. But remember that you need to serve yourself first, okay? Remember, ahimsa starts at home, right? So you've got to take care of yourself before you take care of other people. And as much as you might love turning up and teaching for, just a couple of people, do you really feel good about it for yourself? Is it good walking away from that class knowing that you didn't really get paid? There was a real big energetic, you gave a lot of energy there for not really much energy in response. Does that make sense? Let me just throw a few waves out here, guys, for people that are joining. Say hi. So you can let me know if you're running pay-as-you-go classes if you want to. We're kind of talking about that today and the advantages and disadvantages to running pay-as-you-go classes. So we've just spoken about energetic and financial accountability and commitment, which is a massive one that you want in your business, right? Because you need to know that your time and your energy and your finances that you invest are going into the right projects. Another big one, and this for me is huge. If you run block booked sessions, you have far less marketing and advertising to do. Okay, if you are running drop-in sessions, whether you've got one drop-in session every single day or just a couple a week, you have to constantly be marketing those sessions to make sure that you have repeat custom. If you have a blocked booked session, so whether it's a monthly booking or they've booked in advance for a term of 6 or 8 weeks, however you want to run your packages, you only need to advertise those sessions every 3 to 6 weeks when you're kind of getting ready for that turnaround and hopefully retaining the students you have and maybe bringing a few more on. If you are running drop-in sessions, maybe you have a studio and that's how you run your studio, you might start to feel like you get really burnt out with, continuously having to market your products because it's tiring, isn't it? I mean, I run block book sessions and sometimes that is tiring, even having to remind yourself, oh, I need to onboard this month. I know that people are going to be away or something's coming up, so I need to make sure that we've got enough people in the class, and it can just be so tiring having to do it every single day. I have run a couple of pay-as-you-go classes, and I know that it's soul destroying when you feel like you've marketed on every single platform possible and then you have no one or one person show up and you think, why am I doing this? So remember, why are you doing it? Is it benefiting you in any way whatsoever, or are you just showing up and hoping for the best? So we've looked at people being flaky, and I've admitted that I am one of them. So you don't have that accountability from your clients if it's a drop-in service. We're looking at commitment. You want to make sure that people are committed financially and energetically, so that when you show up to your class with your amazing teaching skills, you want to make sure that you're receiving something back for that. It's not just enough to show up for other people. You need to make sure that you feel happy in your business and in the model that you've created for yourself. Group classes are really great for creating community, okay? And whether this is online or if it's in a studio, those block booked sessions of group classes, they create community. So personally, my students have been with me. I've got some students have been with me for 3 or 4 years, and it's like the same people in a group. You might get the odd 1 or 2 where you get the little turnaround every now and then. But I know that my yogis love coming to class because they get to chat, they get to catch up outside class, they go off for a coffee afterwards. So not only do they get their yoga practice, but they get, a support community of usually very similar women around them, okay? So put yourself in your client's position, whatever your niche is, whatever your audience is that you teach. Are they coming just for the yoga, or are they coming because they get to see people that are like them? If you're the only person in your group of friends that's starting to think a little more spiritually, and maybe you're starting to think, I'd like to try this yoga stuff, you're going to want to find people that are just like you, okay? So having that group, that community sense in your classes when they're pre-booked and people knowing they're going to turn up every single week and see the same faces and get to have a little chat, catch up, get to meet new people. It's such a lovely way to create growth within your business and create a community. If you're teaching online, so if you're not actually teaching in a studio, you can still create that sense of community. If you're using Zoom or Facebook, you can have a coffee morning, you can have people stop in a little bit earlier or a little bit after the class, you can have a little chit chat. I run my membership through a Facebook group, so everyone still gets to talk there, and it's really, really nice. So my community moved from the studio into a Facebook community, so I've still got the same girls there, they still get to have the same conversations and check in with everyone. It's really, really nice. Hi Jess, let me just say a little hello. So if you're just joining in, hi, we're chatting about pay-as-you-go classes today and why I'm really trying to encourage everyone into running block booked sessions, and how pay-as-you-go or drop-in sessions can be really quite detrimental to your business. So I've just talked about creating community and how creating community will help your business to grow. So when your students, they get to know each other and they get to know you because, they've put that commitment in financially and energetically, and they're coming every single week, they start to become, what can we call them? I think I refer to them as something like super fans or super yogis in a workshop I was teaching at the weekend, because they then want to come to every single thing that you do because they just love this sense of community that you've created. it's really, really great to have a massive mailing list, a massive contact list, especially if you're online. If you're teaching studio classes, it's really, really great to have like 20 or 30 people that you know will want to sign up for every single event that you do. So every single workshop, you'll have a wait list, every single retreat you run, you have a wait list, and that all comes from the sense of community that you build within your yoga business, okay? Now, if you run drop-in classes at the moment, I see some of you have written yes, so I'm assuming that means yes, you do run drop-in classes. If you run drop-in classes at the moment, you might be thinking, there are some worries, aren't there, about switching over into, you know, packaged classes, because maybe you're thinking, you know, that it's not financially liable for everybody to sign up to a pre-booked package. Maybe you're worried that you will lose clients, that it's not inclusive to run packaged bookings for classes. And, you know, this all comes back to, one, understanding what you want long-term in your business, okay? And does the drop-in class, the pay-as-you-go class model really have longevity? I'm going to vote for no. You know, look at how the world has been this year, in the last 6 months. If you've managed to maintain drop-in classes all the way through the pandemic, then you are doing a great job. But I think for a lot of people, you will have noticed a massive drop in your client base if you're running drop-in classes, okay? Because people lose that sense of commitment to their class. Here's the thing. If you've been running drop-in classes for a long time and you switch over to block bookings, you may well lose some clients, some students, okay? It will not suit everybody. It won't suit everyone to book and pay in advance. And I've had people, well, I've witnessed people in maybe other teachers' programs as well, where they're attending a drop-in class every single week, but as soon as the teacher has asked for their classes to be paid up front and to book up front, they then don't want to attend the class anymore because they don't want to commit. What I want you to want as a teacher and as a business owner is to feel okay asking people to commit. Okay, it's okay to ask people to commit to your time, to your energy, and remember that you have bills to pay. You need to know where you stand financially. So if someone doesn't want to, if you lose a client because they don't want to sign up and give you commitment, that's okay, because you will find clients who really, really, really want to commit to everything that you have to offer and want to support you as a teacher and as a business owner because they really believe in everything that you say. Okay, hope that makes sense. You can let me know if that makes sense. So I know it's not a great way to think about it. I know it's a bit icky as a yoga teacher to think, you know, you can't please everyone. We know that. We know that we have to have a niche. We know that we want to be as inclusive as we can. Everyone is welcome, but also you need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself and of your business. And if there is something in your, you know, in drop-in session, in a drop-in session model that isn't working for you, it's okay for you to say, have a boundary. It's okay for you to have boundaries and say to people, I love that you come to my classes, but I need to know that you are committed to being here every single week. And so now I am running my classes in block booked sessions. It's not a massive ask. If people don't want to come, then you have to just make sure that you're marketing yourself to the right people that will want to commit to your sessions. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, do feel free to write them into the chat, or you can send me a message afterwards if you want to. So if this is all kind of food for thought now for your brain, if you have been running drop-in sessions and you're thinking like, you know that you want to make the switch into terms and into block bookings. Oh, I've got a love heart. That was nice. Thank you. And you want to, you know, move into block bookings or termly bookings, then maybe it's time just to sit down, take a step back, have a little look at your business model at the moment and notice where you need to make a few little tweaks on what you need to change and how can you, you know, relaunch your business and retarget, remarket your business and make sure that it's really, really appealing to people to want to sign up. You know, can you make it a little bit more progressive? Can you make sure that you're covering a few more topics and let people know that you're going to be covering this? If you feel like you need a little bit of help with like reframing your business mindset, my Business Brain Reset course is still available in the Facebook community group. So if you're new to the Facebook community, or if you're on Instagram right now and you're not in my community group, then you can go to the link in my Instagram bio and you can find the link into the Facebook community group. If you just go into topics, you'll find the Business Brain Reset. So there are 5 videos there. There were 5 worksheets that came out as we ran the program, but you don't need the worksheets. There are 5 videos there that you can watch through. There's a task for each video just to help you to, you know, reframe your mindset and help you get clear on how you can move forward in your business if now is the time you think you're ready to shift from drop-in classes to block bookings. And, you know, guys, let's be honest, I think this is the world as it is for now, you know, at least another 6 months. So asking people for commitment for your energy is perfectly understandable, okay? And if you do lose the odd student here and there, you will find people, I promise you, you will find people that want to commit. As I said at the beginning of the session, I am flaky, and if I become your student, I want to pay you up front. So I'm dubious about doing pay-as-you-go classes because I know that I won't keep it up. So even if I love the class, I need to pay up front. I've gone to classes before where it's a pay-as-you-go class, and I've said to the teacher, please may I pay you monthly because that will make me come. That will make me attend the class, all right? So find those students who are like me and they need to pay up front to make sure they feel, you know, accountable. We want accountable students. So I hope that session helped you today, guys. Feel free always to drop me a message, or if you want to have a little chat here, then you can. And I'm going to upload to IGTV, YouTube, and it will be in the Facebook community. So if you want to go back and have a little watch through, if you joined us halfway through, then feel free to do that. So have yourself a really nice afternoon, and I'll see you next week. Next week I'm talking about, I've forgotten now, I think I'm talking about online visibility. It's in my content calendar. Online visibility and a few tips you can do to improve your online visibility. So have a really nice afternoon, and I'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye. Namaste.